In the heart of the verdant Igbo land, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, lay the village of Umuofia. It was a place where tradition and nature intertwined seamlessly, where the ancestors' whispers could be heard in the rustling leaves and the flowing streams. In this village lived a man named Obinna. Obinna was renowned throughout Umuofia for his strength, wisdom, and unwavering integrity. His wife, Adaeze, was equally admired for her beauty and grace. Together, they formed a couple that epitomized the virtues and values of their people. Obinna and Adaeze's life was one of harmony and prosperity. They worked their fields diligently, attended village meetings, and participated in the vibrant festivals that marked the Igbo calendar. The couple's joy was amplified by the birth of their first child, a son they named Chima, who brought even more laughter and love into their home. However, life took a sudden and harsh turn when Obinna fell seriously ill. His kidneys failed, a condition the village healer, Dibia Okwu, could not remedy despite his extensive knowledge of herbs and ancient practices. As Obinna's health deteriorated, he became bedridden, and soon he lost his sight entirely. The once vibrant and robust man was now blind and frail, confined to his bed. Adaeze, overwhelmed by the drastic change in their fortunes and the immense burden of caring for a blind and sick husband, found herself succumbing to despair. One night, unable to bear the weight of her responsibilities and the bleak future she envisioned, Adaeze made a heart-wrenching decision. She quietly packed a few belongings, took Chima, and left the village, abandoning Obinna to his fate. When Obinna awoke to find his wife and child gone, his heart shattered. The pain of abandonment compounded his physical suffering, but his spirit remained unbroken. The villagers, shocked and saddened by Adaeze's departure, rallied around Obinna. His friends and neighbors, particularly his childhood friend Nkem and the wise old woman Neka, became his pillars of support. Nkem was a man of great loyalty and courage. He visited Obinna daily, bringing food, helping him around the house, and sharing stories to lift his friend's spirits. Neka, revered for her wisdom and deep understanding of the human heart, often sat by Obinna's bedside, offering words of comfort and hope. One evening, as they sat under the starlit sky, Neka shared a story that would change the course of Obinna's life. "There is a powerful spirit," Neka began, her voice low and melodic, "that resides deep within the Enu Ugwu, the great mountain to the north. This spirit possesses the power to heal any ailment and restore sight to the blind. The journey to reach this spirit is treacherous, filled with dangers and challenges, but for those who are pure of heart and strong of will, the spirit offers a chance at redemption and healing." Inspired by Neka's tale and driven by the desire to regain his sight and reclaim his life, Obinna resolved to embark on this perilous journey. Nkem, steadfast in his friendship, insisted on accompanying him. They prepared for their quest, gathering supplies and seeking guidance from the village elders. The day of their departure was marked by prayers and blessings from the entire village. Their journey began with a trek through the dense forest that surrounded Umuofia. The forest was alive with the sounds of chirping birds, rustling leaves, and distant animal calls. Obinna, now relying entirely on his heightened senses of hearing and smell, moved cautiously, guided by Nkem's steady hand. They walked for days, resting only when necessary, and sharing stories and songs to keep their spirits high. One evening, as they rested by a bubbling brook, they encountered a mysterious figure. It was an old man, his hair as white as the snow-capped peaks of Ugwu, his eyes glowing with an ethereal light. He introduced himself as Chidi, the guardian of the mountain. Chidi's presence was both comforting and intimidating, his voice resonating with ancient wisdom. To reach the spirit of Ugwu, Chidi intoned, you must pass the final challenge, crossing the bridge of light. This bridge is not visible to the eyes of the unworthy. It tests the purity of your heart and the strength of your faith. With renewed determination, Obinna and Nkem continued their journey. The terrain became increasingly rugged, the air thinner and colder as they ascended the mountain. They faced numerous trials, treacherous cliffs, fierce storms, and encounters with wild beasts. Each challenge tested their resolve, but their bond of friendship and their shared goal kept them moving forward. As they approached the summit of Ugwu, they found themselves standing before a chasm so deep that its bottom was lost in darkness. Spanning the chasm was the legendary Bridge of Light, its shimmering surface appearing and disappearing like a mirage. Obinna, unable to see the bridge, felt a wave of doubt and fear wash over him. But Nkem, standing by his side, reassured him. Trust in yourself, Obinna, Nkem said firmly. I will guide you. Together, we can cross this bridge. Taking a deep breath, Obinna stepped forward. The bridge felt warm and solid beneath his feet, a stark contrast to the cold air around them. Step by step, guided by Nkem's voice and his own faith, Obinna made his way across the bridge. Each step was a testament to his inner strength and his unwavering trust in his friend. When they reached the other side, they found themselves in a breathtaking clearing. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and a crystal-clear stream flowed gently through the meadow. In the center of the clearing stood a magnificent tree with golden leaves, its branches shimmering in the sunlight. Beneath the tree sat the spirit, a majestic figure radiating an aura of serenity and power. The spirit welcomed them with a gentle smile and listened intently to Obinna's story. Moved by his courage, determination, and the purity of his heart, the spirit agreed to grant him the gift of sight. With a gentle touch, the spirit placed its hands over Obinna's eyes. A warm sensation spread through Obinna's body, and when he opened his eyes, the world burst into vibrant color and detail. He could see the golden leaves, the clear stream, and the radiant spirit before him. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Obinna fell to his knees and thanked the spirit profusely. The spirit, in turn, blessed both Obinna and Nkem, granting them long lives filled with happiness and prosperity. With their mission accomplished, Obinna and Nkem began their journey back to Umuofia, their hearts light and their spirits soaring. The return journey was filled with joy and wonder. Obinna marveled at the beauty of the world around him, the lush forests, the sparkling rivers, and the majestic mountains. Nkem, ever the loyal friend, shared in Obinna's joy, recounting their adventures and the challenges they had overcome. When they finally returned to Umuofia, the village erupted in celebration. The villagers, who had followed their journey through prayers and hopes, rejoiced at Obinna's miraculous recovery. Obinna's story of faith, friendship, and perseverance became a beacon of hope and inspiration for all. In the days that followed, Obinna took on a new role in the village. He became a healer and a mentor, sharing his knowledge and wisdom with those in need. He helped rebuild homes, tended to the sick, and mediated conflicts, always with a kind word and a gentle smile. His experience had not only restored his sight, but had also deepened his understanding of life's true values. One day, Adaeze returned to the village, her heart heavy with regret. She had heard of Obinna's miraculous journey and sought forgiveness for her abandonment. Obinna, now wise and compassionate, welcomed her back with open arms. Together, they rebuilt their lives, their bond stronger than ever. Adaeze, deeply moved by Obinna's forgiveness, dedicated herself to making amends, supporting her husband in his new role and caring for their son Chima with renewed devotion. From that day on, the tale of Obinna and his journey to Inu Ugwu became a cherished story in Umuofia. It was told around firesides, in gatherings and during festivals, a reminder of the power of hope, the strength of friendship, and the enduring human spirit. Obinna's life became a living testament to the belief that no matter how dark the path, with faith and perseverance, one could find the light. And so, Obinna and his family lived happily, their lives intertwined with the rich tapestry of Umuofia's history and traditions. Their story continued to inspire generations, a timeless legend of courage, resilience, and the unyielding quest for healing and redemption. In his twilight years, Obinna would often sit beneath the large Iroko tree at the edge of Umuofia, the very tree where he had shared his dreams and fears with Nkem. This spot had become his sanctuary, a place where he could reflect on the winding paths of his life and the profound lessons he had learned. It was a place where he could feel the presence of his ancestors, guiding and watching over him. One late afternoon, as the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the village, Obinna found himself deep in thought. He remembered the warmth of the spirit's touch, the sensation of his sight returning, and the overwhelming emotions that had followed. He thought of Adaeze's return, the forgiveness that had healed both their hearts, and the bond that had only grown stronger with time. Chima, now a young man, often joined his father beneath the Iroko tree. He had grown into a fine young man, embodying the virtues of courage, wisdom, and kindness that Obinna had always cherished. Together, they would sit in silence, watching the sun set and listening to the evening songs of the village. "Father," Chima said one evening, breaking the comfortable silence, "will you tell me again about your journey to Inu Ugwu?" Obinna smiled, the lines on his face deepening with the memories of his past. "Of course, my son," he replied, his voice filled with warmth. "It's a story that never grows old, for it is a part of who we are." As Obinna recounted his tale, he saw the awe and admiration in Chima's eyes, and it filled him with pride. He knew that his story had become more than just a legend. It was a source of strength and inspiration for his son and for the generations to come. He spoke of the trials they had faced, the bond between him and Nkem, and the unwavering belief that had guided them through the darkest moments. One day, a group of travelers from a distant village arrived in Umuofia. They had heard of Obinna's miraculous journey and sought his wisdom. They brought with them stories of their own struggles and hardships, hoping that Obinna's guidance could light their path. Obinna welcomed them with open arms, his heart filled with compassion for their plight. He listened to their tales, offering words of encouragement and sharing the lessons he had learned. "The journey to healing," he said, "is not an easy one. It requires faith, courage, and the support of those who love us. But never lose hope, for even in the darkest times, there is always a light waiting to guide you." The travelers left Umuofia with renewed hope, their spirits lifted by Obinna's words. They carried his story back to their own village, spreading the legend of Obinna and his journey to Inu Ugwu even further. Obinna's name became known far and wide, a symbol of hope and resilience that transcended borders. In his final years, Obinna's home became a place of pilgrimage. People from all walks of life came to seek his counsel, to hear his story, and to find solace in his presence. Obinna welcomed each of them with the same kindness and understanding that had defined his life. He knew that his journey had not been in vain, for it had given him the strength to help others in their time of need. As the seasons changed and the years rolled on, Obinna's legacy grew. He had become more than just a man. He was a living embodiment of the virtues that the Igbo people held dear. His story was told in every corner of the land, a beacon of hope for those who faced their own struggles. One crisp, clear morning, Obinna felt a profound sense of peace as he sat beneath the Iroko tree. The village was waking up, and the sounds of children playing and women singing filled the air. He closed his eyes, feeling the warmth of the sun on his face, and let out a contented sigh. He had lived a full and meaningful life, surrounded by love and respect. As the sun rose higher in the sky, Obinna took one last breath and passed peacefully into the realm of the ancestors. The news of his passing spread quickly through the village, and a great mourning ensued. The villagers, led by Nkem and Adaeze, prepared a grand ceremony to honor their beloved hero. The entire village gathered beneath the Iroko tree, where Obinna's spirit seemed to linger. They sang songs of praise, told stories of his bravery, and shared the lessons he had imparted. It was a celebration of his life, a testament to the impact he had made on so many. Chima, now a young man with the same strength and wisdom as his father, stood before the gathered crowd. He spoke of his father's legacy, his voice steady and filled with emotion. "My father was a man of great courage and compassion," he said. "He taught us that no matter how dark the path, we can always find the light. Let us honor his memory by living our lives with the same faith and determination." As the ceremony came to a close, the villagers planted a new Iroko tree beside the old one, symbolizing the continuation of Obinna's legacy. It stood tall and strong, a living monument to the man who had inspired them all. Years passed, and the story of Obinna continued to be told. His spirit lived on in the hearts of the villagers, a guiding light that never dimmed. The legend of Obinna and his journey to Inu Ugwu became a timeless tale, passed down through generations, a testament to the power of hope, the strength of friendship, and the enduring human spirit. And so, the village of Umuofia thrived, carrying forward the legacy of Obinna, the blind man who had journeyed to the great mountain and found not only his sight, but also his true purpose in life. His story remained a cherished part of their heritage, a source of inspiration and hope for all who heard it. In the end, Obinna's life was a testament to the belief that with faith, perseverance, and the support of loved ones, we can overcome any obstacle and achieve greatness. His legacy lived on, a shining example of the power of the human spirit to triumph over adversity and find light in even the darkest of times. As the years went by, the village of Umuofia continued to thrive, and the legend of Obinna grew ever larger. However, life in Umuofia was never without its challenges. The villagers faced natural disasters, external threats, and internal strife. Through it all, Obinna's wisdom and courage provided a steady hand and a guiding light. One particularly difficult period was marked by a severe drought that threatened the village's crops and water supply. The once vibrant fields turned brown and barren, and the river that flowed through Umuofia shrank to a trickle. Desperation began to take hold as food and water became scarce. Obinna, now an elder in the village, called a meeting under the Iroko tree to address the crisis. "Brothers and sisters," Obinna began, his voice strong despite his age, "we have faced many challenges before, and we have always overcome them through unity and determination. This drought is no different. We must come together, share what we have, and find a solution." Inspired by Obinna's words, the villagers pooled their resources and rationed their supplies. Obinna, along with Nkem and Chima, led expeditions to search for new water sources and fertile land. It was during one of these expeditions that they encountered a tribe of nomadic herders who were also suffering from the drought. The herders, led by a wise and kind man named Adaeze, were searching for a place to settle temporarily. Recognizing their mutual need, Obinna proposed an alliance. The herders, skilled in animal husbandry, would share their livestock and knowledge, while the villagers would offer shelter and assistance. This cooperation not only alleviated the immediate crisis, but also forged a lasting bond between the two communities. Another significant challenge came in the form of a neighboring villager that sought to claim a portion of Umuofia's land. This led to a period of tension and conflict that threatened to escalate into violence. Obinna, having seen the devastation that conflict could bring, sought a peaceful resolution. He arranged a meeting with the leaders of the neighboring village, bringing along Nkem and other respected elders as mediators. Through patient negotiation and mutual respect, Obinna and the leaders reached an agreement that benefited both villages. The disputed land was divided in a way that allowed for shared use and cooperation, fostering a spirit of friendship and collaboration rather than animosity. This peaceful resolution became a model for other villages in the region, further enhancing Obinna's reputation as a wise and just leader. Despite these successes, Obinna's personal life was not without sorrow. As he grew older, he faced the inevitable loss of loved ones. Nkem, his loyal friend and companion, passed away peacefully in his sleep, leaving a void that was deeply felt by all who knew him. Obinna mourned his friend, but found solace in the memories of their shared adventures and the knowledge that Nkem's spirit would always be with him. Chima, now a grown man with a family of his own, continued to honor his father's legacy. He often sat with Obinna under the Iroko tree, listening to stories of the past and seeking guidance for the future. Chima's children, in turn, were captivated by their grandfather's tales, absorbing the lessons of courage, faith, and resilience that had shaped their family's history. One day, a traveler arrived in Umuofia with astonishing news. He spoke of a distant land where people were suffering from a mysterious illness that caused blindness. The traveler had heard of Obinna's miraculous journey and sought his help, believing that the wisdom and knowledge he had gained could provide a cure. Despite his advanced age, Obinna felt a calling to assist those in need. He prepared for one last journey, accompanied by Chima and a small group of trusted friends. The journey was arduous, taking them across treacherous terrain and through unfamiliar lands. Along the way, they encountered various challenges, from hostile weather to dangerous wildlife. But with each obstacle, Obinna's resolve only grew stronger. Upon reaching the afflicted village, Obinna and his companions were met with a scene of despair. The illness had taken a heavy toll, leaving many blind and unable to care for themselves. Drawing on his own experiences and the teachings of the spirit of Inu Ugwu, Obinna set to work. He combined traditional Igbo healing practices with the knowledge he had gained from his own journey, devising treatments that began to show promising results. As the villagers regained their sight and health, a sense of hope and gratitude spread throughout the community. Obinna's efforts not only cured the blindness, but also brought a renewed sense of unity and strength. The people of the afflicted village honored Obinna with a grand celebration, recognizing him as a hero and a healer. With his mission accomplished, Obinna returned to Umuofia, where he was welcomed with open arms. His final journey had solidified his legacy as a man of boundless compassion and unwavering faith. As he settled back into village life, Obinna continued to share his wisdom, guiding the younger generation and ensuring that the values of courage, resilience, and love would endure. In the years that followed, Obinna's story was immortalized in songs, dances, and oral traditions. The legend of Obinna and his journey to Inu Ugwu, enriched by his later adventures, became a source of inspiration not only for Umuofia, but for all who heard it. His life was a testament to the power of hope, the strength of friendship, and the enduring human spirit. As the sun set on his final day, Obinna sat beneath the Iroko tree, surrounded by his family and friends. He closed his eyes, feeling the warmth of the setting sun on his face, and let out a contented sigh. He had lived a full and meaningful life, leaving behind a legacy that would be cherished for generations. The Iroko tree, now towering and majestic, stood as a living monument